Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Wolves Den podcast. We are back with another episode. I'm here with Ryan.
What's up, guys?
Tiger's out on vacation, working, shooting supermodels, and doing his wedding photography. So before we get started into this podcast, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. Follow us at Wolves Den Howls on Instagram. Then also follow us on Tactical Inc. and order your merch. We have the Wolves Den podcast shirts out. So don't forget to go ahead and order those. So what we got today, Ryan?
We're just going to be doing a little this and a little that, Eric. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we're getting, and don't forget Charles Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy out in Mountain House. You know, we don't have shirts or anything.
Charles Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Mountain House, Charles Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in Tracy. So it's Charles Gracie.
Modesto. I mean, we know so many. Once I get more personal with all the locations, we can start listing them out. But pretty soon we're just going to start saying Charles Gracie Jiu-Jitsu because there's a lot.
Go sign up.
Go sign up. Don't be cheap.
Don't be cheap.
Yeah. I just wanted to do a little update today. Mm-hmm. Normally I ask you, but I'm like, you know what? Since I'm feeling fresh and just froggy, I might as well just go.
Oh yeah, some shout outs to give real quick.
Oh,
okay. Shout out to Bombshell.
Eric's doing the shout outs.
Shout out to Bombshell Brit out there in Washington doing her thing, training those dogs. Shout out to my buddy Dennis Straub and Serena out there in, towards Houston, working dogs, doing all the working dog stuff. Shout out to Dennis Straub and them. And then shout out to Canine Vibes out in Houston. I miss my peeps out there, and hopefully we can get together soon on this podcast and drop another episode, or I can go down there and visit and work some dogs. So go ahead, Ryan.
And then I want to thank God and my mama. I'm just kidding. That was me being an asshole.
It was.
Well, it was just alluding to it was a long shout out segment. I just wanted to just point that out.
We got to give our shout outs.
No, we do. We can't forget people. It's very true. I digress. So what I was trying to say was I was on Instagram today and actually not just plugging the podcast, but just perusing it like a normal civilian. And I go to this comedy festival every year, or for the last 2 years, called Skankfest. And it started in New York. They went down to Houston. It's been in Vegas for the last going to be 3 years this fall. So I'm going again. This is my third time. Usually they do, Jason Ellis is there, and they'll do like MMA fights and everything down ringside. So
Skankfest?
Yeah, Skankfest.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like a...
No, it sounds bad, but the reason it's called Skankfest is because it's based on a podcast called Legion of Skanks.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, it sounds like a porno. Like you're going to porn conventions.
Some porn stars are there, but they're in the comedy community already. So it's really just stand-up comedians from all shapes, sizes, creeds, and colors you could imagine. It's a really cool thing. But anyway, what I'm just trying to say was the main guy, Louis J. Gomez, who's a stand-up comedian, he did an Instagram live, and he's basically the ringleader of this whole thing. So tickets go on sale Saturday at 11 a.m. But I asked him, I said, are you going to be doing any ringside events this year? And he said they're going to be doing a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament. So I said, then I followed up and got lucky that he answered the next question. I said, gi or no gi? And he says, interesting. Haven't thought about it yet. But either way, dude, I'm fucking doing it. I'm going to sign up.
You're going to sign up and do the
Fuck
tournament?
Yeah. I'm going to do it. I don't care if I'm going to lose, because I love this festival so much.
Yeah.
And to know that I could potentially be a part of it, whether it's a highlight or a low light reel, it's worth it for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, plus just going out there and finally testing my balls and finally just saying, fuck it. Because last year I was watching and they have like signups, but it was for like stand-up boxing. And dude, before I met you, I couldn't even hold my fists right. So it's like, I didn't sign up. But now that I'm like looking at things, I feel a little more confident with my jiu-jitsu, at least to the point where I'm like, why not? Let's just have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, I could tell you guys about the stream when they have it, and maybe I could have people tune in.
If you're going to go do a tournament, we're going to go.
Well, it's expensive, and how the hell are you guys going to get to jiu-jitsu?
I'm not worried about
pumped up. Well, we'll figure it out. If we can get more people on board, because I was trying to, it'd be great. It's just, it is a hard sell when you're married.
Yeah.
It's just my wife is so educated on this scene. She knows it's stand-up comedy. I mean, of course, it's in Vegas, so that's the main thing.
So
but it's not the festival that's going to get me in trouble. It would be going to the strip clubs and doing drugs and all that stuff that I could easily do, also in my own home. But Vegas does bring the evil out. I get it. But no, if you can
like
convince your wives, dude, it would be amazing.
Be like the Wolfpack.
And we would howl and we would stay away from the cocaine.
Can you carry the little baby with the backpack? Remember
like Zach Galifianakis with the sunglasses. Yeah. Little Carlos.
Tiger would be the guy missing on the roof.
Tiger, it's not because you're not here we're saying that. It's just because, well, maybe that, I don't know.
I was gonna buy a little. My wife was like, "Oh, you should just buy a little poster board and put him right here, Tiger, for today."
Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah, Tiger, hurry up and get your ass back here.
Yeah, I think printing him out would be a good idea. Because then we don't have to act like he's not here.
Dude, he's loving life right now. That guy is living life. He's traveling the world. I saw him on Instagram, and he's like walking down Vegas Strip, sipping a fucking margarita right now.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, dude, he's like living the life.
Yeah. Well, because when I go to Vegas, it's in Old Town too. It's not on the Strip.
Yeah.
So it's on Fremont Street.
Yeah.
I like that part because it's swankier, but it's my demo because it's older people.
Yeah.
And just regular people. You go to the Strip, everyone's dressed up. Yeah. It's like a fashion show. That's not my scene.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I kick it with the old people and the gambling addicts. Fucking best time of your life, dude.
Well, you know what I like about Vegas? You could just walk around with beers, drinking beers, and no one gives a fuck.
Well, now you can just walk around with a joint.
Yeah, no one cares.
Mm-hmm.
Get drunk and you smoke some weed.
You know what's funny is there's so many like weed places on Fremont Street, but they're CBD and they trick all the tourists into buying it.
Oh, dude.
You can't get high off that shit.
Dude, every time I go to Vegas, I try to stay like some really nice hotels. But one time this fucking hotel got me, dude.
Which hotel was it?
It was like, I don't know. It was like some fucking janky ass fucking hotel.
Was it the Excalibur?
I don't know. It was it was worse.
Imperial Palace?
It turned out to be like a motel. It was fucking bad.
Is it on the Strip or like?
Yeah, dude. I end up luckily 2 days later, I got a hotel in a different spot. But dude, this shit was, I didn't even want to go back to the hotel. It was so fucking dirty. It was bad, dude. I mean, there's some bad places, but there's also good places.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like staying at some nice hotels out there and like just hanging out. I have a lot of family in Vegas too. So I stay at their apartment.
Oh, okay.
Their houses.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So my aunt was out there.
You know what I want to do when I go out there again though? I want to go shoot some stuff. Like machine guns and shit. And I know I sound like a total liberal when I say it like that, but I want to shoot like legit ass automatic shit, semi-autos.
In the desert?
Yeah. But they let you go. They got helicopter tours. They got those tactical training places out there.
Yeah.
I would love to try that out. I know it's not cheap, but it would be a great experience.
Just going out there and just shooting.
Hell yeah. Because I've never the biggest gun I've shot was a 50 cal Desert Eagle. That's the biggest gun I've ever shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hand cannon.
Yeah, I never fuck with rifles, but I'm talking about like not really rifles. I shoot more like I have a 9. You know,
well, that's
it's not a rifle, it's a handgun.
Yeah.
But for me, like I've done rifles, I've shot shotguns
But a 9 for recreational use is pretty
AR.
Smart because it's one of the most affordable rounds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pro gun.
Yeah.
Pro gun laws, but I don't know. I have my own. I like handguns. That's just me.
Hey man, you don't got to tell me. I appreciate it. I also feel the same way.
Yeah, I like Glocks. Glocks are one of my favorite guns.
Glocks are like the Honda Civic of guns, kind of, right?
Yeah,
like you can't really go wrong, and they're kind of like affordable.
Dude, I don't know what I just love it.
Interchangeable. You can customize the shit out of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like even when we have Charles on, Charles will tell you like he has a Glock too. He uses for competitive shooting. It's just I don't know, light. I like the way how light it is. I feel like it's lighter, easy to pull out. Even when I was working, I'd carry a Glock on me. Yeah, it's just easier for me to grab.
Is it a smaller, like your ideal carry? Would it be a smaller palm size piece, or would it be something like an average?
If I was to carry concealed,
yeah,
it'd probably be like
a palm size.
Yeah,
probably,
no,
right?
a little bit bigger.
A little bigger.
Yeah, a little bit bigger.
I mean, your palms are pretty big though.
Yeah, my palm's big. But for work, I had a Glock 17.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
my dream handgun is a 1911. It's like the coolest fucking gun. I don't know.
There's some cool guns out there, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I wanted to give a shout out to Dylan also before, because Dylan got me some stickers. And then he also gave me a patch back here for his paramedic place. So shout out to Dylan that trains with us. Thank you, brother. So if you guys want to send some patches, or I'm going to start filling up the wall back here for any type of patches you guys want to send. I'll be getting a PO box, and then we'll put the PO box up where you can send those patches at.
Hell yeah.
We'll start lining all the patches.
Because you know
up.
damn well we're not using a physical address with you crazy people, huh?
Yeah, you show up to my fucking door. My dogs might take a bite. Let my fucking dogs out. You show up to my door.
But thanks for the patch, dude.
Dogs, 4 protection dogs.
Yeah, dude. So I figured we'd talk. Last time we talked about a bunch of jiu-jitsu tips, but this time I thought it would be interesting to talk tips for the practitioner that's looking to find a gym that works for them, which is a little more, I think, a little more useful because it's not quite something you could just Google. I mean, sure you could and peruse Reddit, but we did the work for you. So I formed some questions off a few articles I could find and just kind of like made a little melting pot of what I thought would be a good basis for a perfect gym for anybody. Questions you should ask yourself. Are you happy there? Can you afford the fees? I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, fees are huge.
Because some places charge an arm and a leg and charge for every little thing. And it's got to make sense for your budget. That's 100% probably one of the first things you need to make sure it is in your budget.
I get the fee part because even me being my own business owner, like I feel like, your time is valuable.
For sure.
Yeah, that's just how I feel. I mean,
no, I'm okay with it, but it's still got to meet within your budget as a consumer.
Budget,
you know?
Yeah.
I'm not denouncing it, but it's got to make sense.
They also say you get what you paid for, right?
Oh, something. Oh, you hope, but we know damn well there's some places that charge the same and you don't get exactly what there is advertised. But yes, typically, you get what you pay for.
But just keep in mind, like everyone's time is valuable.
Definitely. Do you leave training feeling relieved or satisfied? I think that's a huge one because
I feel relieved when I leave training.
But that's how you know you're in a good place. Yeah. You know, like you come in,
like a mental satisfaction.
You know, like Bobby today. Shout out to Bobby.
Shout out Bobby.
He was having a bad day, and I had a bad day yesterday. And I told him, I said, we're here where we need to be, dude. Whenever you feel like there's a low point or you got a funk and you got to get out of it, because I can't get myself out of shit sometimes. Like I'll just sit there miserable.
Yeah.
So it's like this takes me somewhere else and then drops me back off in reality, but. I'm not like, I didn't lose time. I didn't lose consciousness. It just wiped away all the bullshit and allowed me to focus on that hour of training.
Yeah.
And then when I get out of it, it allowed me to focus on life and not the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, it clears the roadway for your thoughts, you know?
I was telling Bobby that because I grew up, I was telling you where I grew up at in Watsonville and towards Santa Cruz. But every time I was younger, I would go to the beach in high school and like, if I had some bullshit I was dealing with or just wanted to get away from bullshit, go to the beach and hit the waves out there with go out there swimming, or I never got into surfing or anything, but we got into boogie boarding, me and my friends.
Yeah.
So just hanging out there. But after you get out of like the ocean, you feel like, fuck man, I feel like a relief. Mm-hmm. Like that's how I feel when I come out of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like I look at the clock, I'm like, okay, I got 1 hour. The first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, I got to get into it. That's why, sometimes I do like the warm-ups. Because it's helping me get into this mode of like, okay, home is behind me, bullshit, whatever I'm dealing with, job, work, whatever is out there. So it kind of gets me into that moment. Then we go through, whatever we're going through. Then when we start rolling, I'm like the first round, I'm kind of like, all right, still struggling. And then after I'm like second round, boom, boom, it starts coming.
You're loosened up,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Then afterwards, I'm like, fuck, all that stress is gone. Mm-hmm. Then I get in the car and just drive home and just listen to silence sometimes. And I'm just like quiet. I'm like, fuck, man, that was such a good mental satisfaction that I needed because the mental part is huge for me. Because, for me, I have PTSD. I'm gonna lie. Like everyone knows, everyone has some shit to deal with. But I am putting that online. I was diagnosed with PTSD a few years back, and several reasons for it. But when I go to the gym to train, it helps me deal with PTSD. When I see you guys, it helps me deal with PTSD. When I see my coaches and I get to talk to my coaches, they've been, in higher jobs than me, but it's almost the same line of work almost, I want to say.
Yeah.
But Not, it's just different in some
I
way,
would say
but
similar. It's related.
yeah, similar.
It's related.
But it's related. Yeah. And so when I even just having them like talk to me or check in, it's like, fuck, dude, like this is cool, dude. Because when you leave your job, the type of job I came from, you feel like, okay, that brotherhood's gone, but then you find a different brotherhood.
Yeah.
Find a good different like brothers and sisters, that you can count on. So it's like, okay, I got you guys now.
Yeah. And it's not just convenience, because like you just said, the convenience would be you talk to them only when you show up to class.
Yeah.
But it's more than that, because like you said, we're checking in with each other. Like this is good relationships. Like this is what every relationship should consist of. But at the same time, you got to respect the ones for what they are, but value these ones, because these are ones that you just can't grow and find. Like,
yeah.
Like you can, but they're, appreciate them because they're, I don't think there's anything more valuable than someone saying, I'm going to devote my time to check in with you or to share my time with you. And to me, there's like no bigger compliment than someone saying, I'm going to devote my time to this or to us or to doing this together. I got nothing but respect for that. I love that.
Because I think we, like with mental health across the board, it's huge in the United States, but I feel like, I don't know the percentage wise, but I feel like for jiu-jitsu or this martial arts or MMA, whatever it is, I feel that it helps you, especially with like, for me, jiu-jitsu, it helps with like mental health.
Oh yeah.
It gets you into like, okay, I got to express myself in a positive way, and be around positive people, even though everyone's dealing with their own bullshit. No one's perfect in this world. We all deal with our own demons. And I feel, but with jiu-jitsu, it's like, it's an extra therapy session. Mm-hmm. It's something that's there for you when you need it, Yeah. And having friends like you guys we can count on. It's like, it's fucking awesome, dude. Like even when we just hang out outside or joke around, like that's the beautiful part. It's like, all right, there's a group of us just hanging out talking.
Hell yeah. I mean, those are moments that, when we look back on to these years, we're going to look back on that shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like, I got your back and I love like that you've come into, I mean, dude, the crazy thing about this is like, I've only known you for maybe 4 months?
Yeah. Around there.
That's nuts. And we're doing a project together. We're hanging out. I hang out with you more than I hang out with like anybody.
Yeah.
And like, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't have predicted this, like last November when things got weird with my home situation with my childcare. I didn't know what was going to happen, and it's like, you wonder too, you're like, am I going to be able to keep training? There was so many things up in the air last year at the end of the year, dude. And I made it work. I came back. I'm glad I did because, I was able to build a relationship with you. It seems like you found your people as well.
Yeah.
It seems like you feel comfortable. Everyone knows you now. You're part of the group. You're part of the family. It's fucking fun, man. And this group, this mob is getting bigger, and I love it, dude.
Yeah, it's cool. Dude.
Stronger.
I mean, and then we get to meet everybody outside of like just people from Instagram, like just messaging us. Like it's just the whole world's like, there's such a big world to it.
Yeah.
But it's also a very small world.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's bringing us all together. So
and it's like wholesome shit, dude. It's like,
dude.
Since we're all into the same stuff, it's like, but it happens that this stuff is wholesome. It helps because then you're like, oh, okay, you do this too. You can fall in line with probably enough for me to get along with you.
Yeah.
Cool. Like this is something I have in common with you. We can talk about it. Like, don't get me wrong. There's people out there that love jiu-jitsu that I probably hate. And I probably would never even want to be in the same room with.
Yeah.
But that's just life. But numbers wise, man, great people.
Yeah.
And most people, everyone talks about egos being a problem, but most people I've come in contact with aren't like that.
Yeah.
So it's good that the norm and the big average of people are the ones doing it right with the humility and the respect. And I think, that's important, dude. And that kind of, what were you going to say?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that kind of what we're talking about right now kind of goes into, do they have good training partners at that gym? And everything we've just talked about is basically saying yes. Like these guys are more than just people we know on the mat. These guys are people we trust outside of the gym. These are good guys. And
Well, I wanted to also say, like, if I can just chime in real quick, was like, we were talking about yesterday, even after class, like, talked to a couple of coaches. One of the coaches at Charles Gracie gym.
You got it.
So I talked to one of them, and shout out to him. So I mean, we're talking about being like, what when you get your black belt, like, I'm always wondering, like, what it's going to feel when finally get your black belt, so just talking about being a black belt in life.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that, like, even talking to our coach, one of our coaches, is like, like, there's so much meaning behind that. It's like, you're an example of outside the gym also. Like, for me, I feel like I'm so far from that still. Like,
well, all of us are.
Yeah. I mean, even it's just so far, just so
Do you mean so far from being a black belt, or far from being at a stage where you could
Both.
act as a mentor?
Both. I mean, both.
You're already doing mentorship.
But I feel like I could be a better mentor.
Oh,
like, just
okay.
the way they were explaining
that's
it.
fair. Yeah.
Explaining it, it's just like being a black belt in life. Like, there's so much, like, how you represent yourself, how you carry yourself. Like, like, if the random guy cuts you off and flips you off, like, you're not going to go and chase him down and flip him off back. Like, I feel like for me as a person, as a human, like, I have so much to grow still, like, so much, like I just feel like there's so much for me to work on. And that just, when I talk to them, it's like, okay, I got to go back. It makes me go home and think about, okay, what can you work on to be better tomorrow, or better moving forward.
They probably do the same thing though,
Yeah.
And that's how that's part of it. It's humility.
Yeah.
It's like you have a standard, and it's not that it's never met, it's that it's ever changing.
Yeah.
And when you become better, your standards have to get better. So that it's not that you're never getting to the top of the mountain, it's that you expect to get higher than the mountain.
Yeah.
So the only way to get higher than the mountain is to set those standards high, and
Yeah.
and that's beautiful that you fucking came to that, because how many people out there are so fucking thick-headed and they don't give a shit how they act, and they don't care what their consequences are, because it's all about the machismo and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Like, it's like, we have such a high a high mountain to climb still, and like, we're just barely
We gotta enjoy the journey too, man.
Yeah, dude.
Because every black belt has told me that too. It said just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because I wish I could go back to my blue belt days. I wish I could go back to my white belt days. And I get what they're saying, because you are learning and exploring.
Yeah.
And it's exploring shit you've never done. So you can never do something for the first time ever again.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like the first time you got an armbar, the first time you got a Kimura or a fucking a body triangle, like those moments are always going to stick with you, because it's like a milestone,
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm still waiting. There's a couple moves I still got to handle, but it's fucking beautiful, dude.
But even like, I just want to hear your guys' thoughts about what does being a black belt in life mean to you? Like, what does it mean to you? Like, drop us a comment, drop us, a DM, and let us know, what does that mean to you? Like, how you better yourself, and maybe some of your info can help us out. Maybe
and maybe like, I think pretty much what you're saying too is like, if you want to share what you do, like specifically, that would be cool too. And then we can influence more people and get some more people to admit stuff, because I feel like people are kind of shy.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about stuff, and I feel like you gotta always highlight the good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Because there's so much negativity out there. We really gotta celebrate the wins too. I think we should take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. All right, we're back from the break.
We are back.
I had to go tinkle. I got a bladder. We talked about this last episode. I have the bladder of a snow pea, and I got to take care of things. Jumping back into the topic of looking for what to look for when you're finding the gym that works for you. Is it a safe and healthy atmosphere? And what would be your opinion of a safe and healthy atmosphere, Eric? Like, what's safe and healthy for you at a jiu-jitsu gym?
Well, make sure they're cleaning the mats. It's definitely safe, and feeling like you're safe there. There's, you're not going to go in there and just get attacked. I seen a video a while back, like they were taking this white belt, and then they were like arm barring the shit out of him, putting him in chokes and different
Sorry,
things.
I'm laughing.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up.
I don't
but
know
it's so
how
funny.
real it was, but it was pretty intense. But stuff like that, you don't definitely want to be.
That
in
doesn't
one
make
of
your
those gyms.
gym look good.
No, it was going viral on the internet for a little bit, but and then also like you have a safe and positive, not healthy atmosphere. It's like just people around there they're cool. That's the egos are kind of calm, and everybody carries egos on them, but it's just as long as it's under control and everyone's respectful.
Yeah,
and they follow the jiu-jitsu with traditions. There's a lot of traditions, and for me, I like tradition.
I do too.
Yeah, I like tradition. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't like tradition, but for me, I think that's what.
Well, they don't like
made the
tradition,
way.
but they do traditional things, which is the funny part about that mindset.
Yeah,
is
true.
they're just kind of in denial. It's like, but everything you do is probably from some sort of tradition, right? So people that are like that are funny to me.
Yeah,
you can't live in absolutes. It's just like Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, you have to follow some kind of tradition, especially learning an art. But that's just how I feel. Something safe.
Well, I think especially something with respect, because tradition passes respect down. But yeah. Well, you covered a lot with that too, because I put a couple of my other points were, is the bathroom clean or the mats clean? And if both of those answers are no, to me the bathroom should also be clean.
Yeah.
Some people may think, well, you don't train in the bathroom. No, you change in the bathroom. And if they're not mopping those floors, you could get ringworm and staph in there too. But also, if they don't take pride in cleaning their facilities, they're not cleaning anything else right, and they're not taking care of their people. So
how about a dark gym? I've seen gyms that are super dark.
That would creep me out. I'd almost want to go in there with a black light.
Not like black, but just like dark walls and writings.
See, what's interesting about that is you got to think too, like the aesthetic of most gyms is fluorescent
maybe like
lights,
a style,
right?
Yeah.
And those lights are so fucking unforgiving and shitty and unpleasant. I wonder, it might be nice to have some yellow tone type lights rather than the fucking hospital lights that every gym has, because it's a leased space. I know how many gyms can fucking put like custom lighting in. I understand, but that is an interesting way to put it, because that would definitely set a vibe that would be like a little more conducive with,
Well, don't get me wrong. There's really cool gyms out there. I'm just saying there's some creepy ones. It might be like
no, but I actually think that, I mean, it sounds creepy, but if you do it right, it would be better, Yeah. Because I mean, sometimes when we're training or even messing around at the gym, like I'll flick one of the lights off and we'll all joke like, man, can we just train like this tonight?
Yeah.
Because it's just so much more like, it's hard to have white light on you all the time. It's like super fucking, unless you're outside and it's the sun.
Yeah, the mats.
But no, if it's like a fucking rub and tug vibe or something, you don't want to. They got like red lights on. Yeah, don't train there.
Curtains over the window.
ducks hanging in the window.
Open till midnight.
Open till midnight.
But there's, how about, well, the mats. I feel like if the mats are nice looking too, not just clean, but they're
like
decent,
quality
like
mats.
quality mats. Yeah.
Not
I mean, I've rolled on some shitty mats back in the days where we had like martial arts mats. It was just,
or like the fucking
mats, like
literally the rainbow.
Yeah.
The kid ones though, not even like the gym ones, the kid ones.
Oh man, those are hardest to clean. But yeah.
Well, they're basically sponges, I think.
How do you feel about mopping mats as a student? I've always felt humble about mopping mats. I don't mind it. I don't do it now because our gym doesn't require it, but I've mopped mats in the past. Sometimes I thought it sucked, but I don't know. It kind of...
This is my take on it. I don't think it should be a requirement, but I also don't think there's anything wrong with asking your coaches if there's anything you could do to help clean up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we should be teaching people awareness, and when we're telling them to do it, that's fine, but that's because we're telling them. I feel like it's a lot better when they're like, hey, can I do this? Because then they're like actually part of the solution electively and not being told to do it. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like it might be setting the wrong message to certain people. They can be like, hey, look, I pay $180 a month and you're going to make me fucking clean this shit up. I kind of understand that aspect of it too, where it's like, how many people go to the gym and mop the gym after they sweat all over it? I mean, I know you're supposed to towel the machine off the seat, but no one's cleaning the floor.
Yeah, and we're not knocking other gyms, so don't start right away. Oh, these guys are talking shit about our gym. No,
No,
we're
but
not.
here's the other thing, Eric. We're allowed to state our fucking opinions,
Yeah.
and people need to just get used to that shit.
Yeah,
So
true.
this is America. Last time I checked, so we can speak our opinions, and people can either like it or not like it, and that's what the comment sections are for.
Well, cheers to that.
We'll hear you out.
The other part. So I feel like with the gym, with mopping the mats, though, I've had some back then. We would mop mats too, and I've had some good after practice, really calming me down, just kind of thoughts.
Yeah,
as I'm mopping, okay.
I mean, I could see how it's cathartic.
Yeah, it's just kind of calming a little bit, but.
I mean, but I also
fucking mopping mats.
I'm used to cleaning up after my kids, and I do like you. I have pride in cleanliness.
Yeah.
So I could see and understand what you're saying, and I agree. I just don't know if the average person would agree.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that willingness to help and clean goes with the camaraderie and the love at that gym. Like if you're with your people, you're gonna help them.
Yeah, if you're asking
It's
me to
not
clean,
going to be a chore.
if you ask me to clean toilets, we're gone too far. I love you, but we've gone too far.
Well, that's either you're becoming a black belt or you're in trouble, right?
You've gone too far.
It's like you were yelling at the kids in the MMA class, so now you got to fucking clean the toilets. And the last thing I think is the most important one, dude. Does your vibe there fit well? Does their vibe there fit well with yours?
Yeah.
And to each his own. Different strokes for different folks, man. There's gyms that I would say are my ideal place to train, and then another person would say, well, I had luck here and I like this one and for these reasons. And I think that's really up to the person. You got to figure out what that is and what those vibes are, because competition gyms have a different vibe, and that might be what you're going for. Whereas a non-competition gym might also be what you're going for, because you might just be the casual consumer that works a 9 to 5 and you want to supplement your free time with some training. That's perfect.
Yeah.
But once again, there's avenues for everyone out there. You got to just go out there. Google is your friend. Some of the reviews you might want to take with a grain of salt, but you can, for the most part, get a pretty good vibe or idea of what you're going to be walking into. I feel, at least this day and age now with all the
I don't really
reviews
listen
and
to
shit.
Reviews too much. Some people are just fucking mad.
No, but I mean, if there's 1,000 reviews and they're all good, you can tell, okay, this place is probably decent.
I think the best way to try it out is just go in there and just try out a fucking weekly.
Well, I would say the best way is just do a free class.
Yeah, a free class, a weekly class.
There's
But
no
a free class
obligation.
you can try. I think a week you'd be able to tell better.
Right, but what if... My whole point is, what if it sucked? Then you got to go another 4 days?
Yeah.
So I try the free class. If it's cool, like Eric says, then yeah, do the week, because you really got to get more of a feel for it. What I'm saying is more if it's worst case scenario, if the gym totally sucks, dude, don't do a week. Get the fuck out of there. But I'm with you. You do got to give places a chance, because if you're new, you have high expectations with yourself and with everyone else.
I think also it goes for every gym, right? Even weightlifting gyms.
Well,
Because I've gone to weightlifting
those
gyms
I'd
that are
say-
shit.
yeah, but weightlifting gyms also, more or less, the main complaint is how many people are there when you're there.
Yeah, that's a lot of people there. But also it's
Usually when it's jiu-jitsu, you're happy when there's a lot of people. Whereas at a weightlifting gym, you always want to go off hours because you fucking hate dealing with the annoying high schoolers that want to fucking
there's that
TikTok.
one. Or you got the fucking super juiced out motherfuckers there.
Right.
That's all it is.
And you don't
walk
want to
in.
deal with the people getting out of work because they
Yeah.
want to beat their wives because they just sat in traffic for 2 hours. So it's you got to find that special time of the day to go
You say
because
beat their wives.
yeah, well, some guys they got repressed anger, dude. It's a real thing. Spousal abuse is real. Maybe their
It is a
husbands
real
too.
thing.
Hey, no, you're right. Husbands are getting beat up just as much. Maybe not just as much, but there's a lot of unaccounted for husbands that are getting beat up. We
Just
care
try
about
it.
you too.
Just try out a week class.
Huh?
Try out a week class.
Try a week class.
Yeah. If you're sitting in traffic, don't go to that gym with
Yeah.
anger because you get fucking armbarred.
you're
or
gonna go
fucking
in
choked
angry.
out.
You won't leave angry though.
Yeah, you're not gonna leave
You're just
angry.
gonna leave crippled.
You're gonna leave crying.
Yeah, and sad.
It's sad.
You'll be like, I shouldn't have tried.
And you're gonna want to
this."
leave a review.
No, you won't. And you know what? I'm a firm believer of this too. If I've had such a poor experience, I won't even leave a review.
Yeah, there's no point.
I just won't go back.
Yeah, there's no point.
Because my whole thing is
I don't
I'm
believe
still
I'm
giving
ruining-
you attention If I hate you, I won't give you any attention.
You know, everyone has to make a living in this world, and I really don't believe in messing that up for anybody, especially if people have families to feed. You know,
Yeah.
And I get people are dicks; they can be jerks, but what's the point? Just let it go.
I mean, unless the like waiter whipped his dick out at your fucking family at the table, then there's probably no reason to complain about it. Yeah. That's worthy of a police report and a review.
Dude, that guy's going to jail.
But would you leave a review if that happened?
Dude,
I would. I would fucking do it.
At my table in front of my kids and my wife. That guy's not going to be standing.
No, I
up.
know.
But
you would have to have like your wife. You're like, I'm going to jail, but while I'm in jail, you can leave this Yelp review. This guy was a pig.
There
needs to be a record of this.
As you're beating up, your family's leaving the review.
Yeah, you're like, make sure to give it 1 star, babe.
Yeah. Speaking of that, UFC 300, Max Holloway. That was a good fight.
Oh my god, we didn't. Yeah, we should talk about that,
dude. Max Holloway, fucking.
That stole. I think that was the fight of the night.
Yeah, he's from Hawaii. I think he's from the west side of Hawaii, one of the islands there. I'm gonna see where he's from exactly. But that guy is
the coolest part, the mutual respect that they have for each other.
Yeah,
Gaethje, right?
Yeah,
man. I don't think anyone in their right mind with self-respect is talking shit about him at all, because the sad thing was he already lost the fight before he got knocked out. But Holloway said, "Let's throw."
Dude,
which to me is cool because 1, you're a dog, and 2, you're giving your opponent a chance to knock your ass out.
Yeah,
Holloway could have got knocked out. If he would have connected with them, he would have knocked him out, and then he would have fucking won. So to me, it's like he just wanted to go out banging. And to me, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that, but I think there's not much more cooler shit than that.
Well, he's from a part of that part of the island where he's just down to fight.
Dude, that's gangster though.
Yeah.
To just be like, let's throw. I won by decision, but let's throw.
Yep.
Well, how do you feel? Would you do some shit like that? If you were, it was the fight was almost over. There was like 20 seconds left.
That's a huge risk.
Insanely huge. Would you say let's throw?
I don't know. That's a huge risk.
I don't know either, but man, his adrenaline and his T levels must have been through the fucking roof.
Yeah, dude. I don't want to be on the mat like that.
That's commendable, I think. Because
it takes balls, dude.
It takes balls. And it takes
both those guys are just sluggers, man. They're so badass.
The scary thing though is I think Max knew he was gonna win. Even after he said let's throw.
I'm a huge fan of that guy. That guy is really good.
I think he just was like, I'm gonna do this.
I like Gaethje too. I mean, when I first saw Gaethje's fight, he was throwing hands pretty hard with someone. The guy just throws like a rock.
I just think, there's fights where it doesn't go your way, and it doesn't mean you're less of a person or less of a fighter. It just, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Those are the guys you don't want to meet in a dark alley.
Neither of them.
No, not
neither.
No.
No one on that card I would want to meet in a dark alley.
Yeah, there were some good fights on that card.
Damn.
We had this house packed.
Those women, the 2 Chinese fighters.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The Wolves Den house was packed.
Yeah, it was a good turnout.
Yeah, it was a good turnout. Good food.
The drinks were flowing.
Dude, that lumpia you bought, the whole family liked it.
Hey, dude, that's Costco lumpia. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I did fry it myself, but it's from Costco, and Costco has some good shit.
My wife's cousin, shout out to him. They're from the island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was just all about Max Holloway. I said, hey, dude, Max doesn't win. It's going to go crazy in this house right now.
Oh, there would have been a lot more drinking probably going on. And there was a decent amount to start with.
Hide, Ryan, hide.
I know. Like, he looked like you.
He looks like hide.
Kill him. Yeah, dude, that's fucking great. There was nothing but love here, though, dude. Thank you for inviting me over because it was a fucking turnout. It was a great fight, but the vibes here,
dude. If I ever invite you guys, if I ever invite any one of you to the Wolves Den party, you gotta come, dude. Gotta come. But sorry.
I like how he whispered it like I'm not here, but I heard what you said and noted. No, dude, yeah, definitely. You got to show up because, man, it's such a welcoming atmosphere. Like your wife, your family, they're so nice, they're so kind, they're so welcoming.
It's the culture, bro.
It's all respect, but no one's like so tightly wound either.
Yeah.
Like everyone's just in their own element, loose, having a good time. No one's acting crazy. We're all adults. Like, it's just fun. It's like, I felt comfortable. Like,
it's just a culture.
I didn't have to worry about shit.
Yeah.
My kids were running around. I'm not a helicopter parent, but I always kind of keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, they're not outside. They're inside. It's fine. Let them fucking
man, it's
have
just
fun.
all about fun here at my house, and everyone's Ohana, so it's just how we feel.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Everyone's family. So, real quick, take a bathroom break.
Yep, and that's perfect. We'll be right back. This time it's Eric. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Better than ever, emptier than ever, and ready to fill our bellies and bladders once more, just for your listening pleasure. We came up with an idea. Well, it was really Eric. Well, we both came up with an idea. I don't want to make you seem like a creep.
Yeah.
It was our idea collectively
Like, oh, this guy's
to
a
talk
dick.
about the status of OnlyFans and jiu-jitsu right now. And right now, from my understanding, it's mostly just female practitioners. But I wonder how many dudes are out there flomping it out. You know what I mean? But but really the only thing, I mean, there was a lot to take from the article that I'll share on the link with the video as well. But the most cool thing I liked was a fighter by the name of Patty Fontes. She was able to start her own gym in Orange County, dude. She made like $100K. So she was able to get a place. She was also able to fully fund all the equipment, mats, all that stuff, payroll through her OnlyFans profits for that, like 3 months that she did it. And a lot of people are saying it's controversial because, you know, obviously these women are, I don't know, showcasing their body, but it's behind a paywall. It's not like kids can see it. And that's I think most people's concern is like, how available is this information? It's behind a paywall and it's for adults. I think adults should be able to do whatever they want as long as it's not hurting other people.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I don't think it's denouncing any kind of martial art, especially since these examples in this article are from practitioners that were struggling during COVID, where a lot of gyms weren't open. A lot of jobs were kind of up in the air. A lot of people were getting laid off. So I feel like these women took it upon themselves to find an avenue to make money. And I mean, dude, what's more America than that? Finding a way to hustle to get your shit done. I mean, that's pretty much like how this whole fucking place started. And I know OnlyFans has a negative connotation, but I got no problem with it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to make their money the way they're going to make their money. I mean, I'm not hating on their hustle. Everybody has a hustle. Good for them. Good for her for opening up a gym. Because that's the way she, chose to do with her life. Everybody has a right. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's just different. Like, I mean, we're both married. So let's just say, like, you weren't married and you met a girl.
Yeah.
And she tells you one day that she has an OnlyFans. And I'm just thinking outside the box here.
Yeah, no, for
So you
sure.
guys decide to go grocery shopping one day.
Ooh, okay. I know where this is going.
Then you go to the cashier.
Oh, God.
You got the fucking cashier, the bagger.
Right.
Says, hey.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I mean.
Well, look, I
This
think there's a
is-
big difference between being okay with it and being in a relationship with someone who's on OnlyFans.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I hear you. That's complicated. I wouldn't want to be in that. But
I mean, you
that
put your-
doesn't mean I don't want them to be able to do it.
Yeah.
I do think it's a complicated situation that's not for me, but there's plenty of men out there that are in open relationships and they're okay with that kind of shit.
There is.
I'm not one of those men either.
Me either.
But to each his own. But that's a great fucking scenario because it really does kind of make you think like, yeah, why is it not okay? And it's true. It's because no one wants their loved ones to be out there. But here's my thing. If it's their choice, then who the fuck am I to tell her or anyone what to do with their body on their time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are going to judge you. People are going to look at you bad, but that's your choice.
Well, how would you feel being in a relationship with someone like that?
Well, I don't think I would.
Let's just say if you fell in love with someone you didn't know, and then they said, "Hey,"
Like if I found out on a whim that was how it was going.
Yeah, let's just say you guys
first of all, like that means she was lying because she never told me that happened. Like if you're going to be in a relationship with someone, you got to disclose out something like this right away.
I'm just thinking
Maybe second date.
I'm just thinking reality TV show here, but like let's just say she decided not to tell you the truth about it, and then she tells you, and you're already in love at that point. And then, I mean, how do you respond to that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the fuck I would, because I don't know if I'd ever be in that situation.
You got this.
Well, one of two things. I'm either going to grow to be okay with it, or I'm going to break up with her.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know I don't know how else to answer it.
I mean, do you think it takes?
I think if I love someone, I can look past shit. Yeah. I really do. I think if your love's strong enough, but you have to determine whether or not your love is strong enough.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of people, it isn't. Like everyone has the line in the sand, you know? And for a lot of people, I feel like that's a line in the sand. And some people are okay with you crossing it, and some people aren't. Like I said, I'm not in a relationship like that for a reason, because I'm not like that. But there's a lot of things I'm not like. I still want to protect the rights of people, though. That's just how I am. I want us to be able to choose to do things, even though those are choices that I might not ever want to make or need to make. But I still think we need to have the freedom to do that, because once things become so regulated where you can't do an OnlyFans when it's your own body, like, you're probably not going to be able to do other things that you like doing too that aren't even related to OnlyFans or nudity, because restrictions are put in place, then everything trickles down. And I think that's part of it too. We need to keep our First Amendment rights and freedom of expression. That's a First Amendment right. And I would say that this is within that realm. And whether you morally agree with it or not, hey, I think we need to protect those rights. I think it's not like these women are going to, middle schools and giving seminars to girls on what to do with their lives. I think there's plenty of women out there that make bad choices and are bad examples, but I don't think these women are bad examples. I think these women are doing something that's different and not understood at this point in time. But who knows how we're going to look at that in 15 or 20 years.
Do you think there's a difference between women and strippers? I mean, OnlyFans and strippers? Sorry.
I mean, for a long time, I made the joke that OnlyFans is for off-duty strippers that aren't working, and it's their day job. And instead of working at the cute little coffee huts, they're working at OnlyFans at home. I made that joke, but I do think there's somewhat of a difference, because there is a huge difference between putting things out there for the masses on a paywall and physically going out there and grinding on men for money. Now, once again, I'm not hating on strippers or exotic dancers or whatever you want to call yourselves, but I feel like it is very different than virtually being part of something.
Well, how about some of the population just like, hey, why don't you just get a normal job and then work that way?
Well, what's a normal job though?
Like, a 9-to-5 office job.
But why would you want to do that when you can make 100,000? I mean, she wouldn't have been able to start her gym if she worked at fucking Buc-ee's
without having to share your body online.
Well, once again, she was willing to do that though.
I'm just saying, like, half the population.
Okay, but why don't you stop doing Tactical Link and go work at Best Buy?
Let's do it.
That was the perfect response, dude. That was the perfect response. But there's a reason. And that's the American dream. If you can make a quick buck, you want to make a quick buck, dude. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Once again, if you're not harming other people, then who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel.
I'm just.
But this is just me, and I know, and that's good candor, because you got to have back and forth.
Yeah. I got to play devil's advocate.
No, you do. But those are good points, and I think. Well, those are the points that are being made. Like the men that are hating it and are against it are demeaning it in a sense, saying you're harlots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're strippers, you're harlots, and it's like, but you're shaming something that you don't quite understand, and I think there's some truth to what I said. Like, how do you know in 15 or 20 years that this is going to be a social norm?
Yeah. Well, I read an article the other day.
20 years ago, the shit we're doing now, people thought is insane.
Well, I read an article because we were going to talk about this topic, and it was maybe not an article, it was a video. So I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
This girl, she decides to start her OnlyFans. She goes and starts it, and then she starts getting all this money sent to her. It was like $1,000, a couple thousand or $100 every week, every time she posted, or whatever, how it works. So as soon as she gets this money, and she decides, okay, like, I'm making money now. Time goes on, then she decides to start a TikTok. So she ends up starting a TikTok, and then when she starts her TikTok, she sees like it's hooked up to her contacts, her TikTok. So she sees it, and it's her stepdad is the one giving her the money.
Oh my God.
And then she was like, hey, you gotta tell you're gonna tell my mom, or I'm gonna tell her. Then he was like, are you available for a phone call? That's where the video left off. I didn't finish the rest of the video. But dude, do you fucking imagine like how many times this shit happens to people?
Well, I've thought about that too, because when you bring up a great point, when you put yourself out there, you're putting yourself out there at risk for all the creepers, the stalkers, and like you just said, now you're learning about your own family.
Yeah. Here's the other part though. There is like, and I was gonna say like the other part where that I am against the OnlyFans is because there is human traffickers out there, and I'm big on anti-human trafficking, because someone close to me was going to be almost was a victim. So with that said, like there's human traffickers out there who are using these women and putting them on OnlyFans and making money. It's another way to make money for them, right? It's another way for them to make profit.
Yeah.
Well,
I get what you're saying, because that makes sense. There's probably pimps running OnlyFans now.
Yeah,
because it's like once they figured out, okay, oh wait, my hoes are making money and I'm not getting a cut. Okay, I need to get involved with that.
But think about those guys who are running their wives' OnlyFans. So are they the same as them? Or are they pimping their wives out?
I mean, there's a big difference between a pimp and a manager. Well, there's a big difference between it depends on how you handle the situation. Like a pimp is someone who strong arms somebody. They kind of got one over on you, and you're kind of forced to. From my understanding, a pimp and a hoe, it's an abusive relationship that they're used to, and they need it because that's all they know. That's way different to me than someone managing a business.
Well,
there's an overlap because pimps do manage their business, but there's no one regulating how pimps handle their business. Whereas there's a lot of regulations on business and how you can regulate and what you can do and what you can't do. And pimping ain't easy, but pimping also ain't regulated. You know what I mean? Like they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
So there is a Venn diagram, and you're right. I think there's cases like that, but then it's like, do you make everything illegal to protect everyone? Like how do we fix things? Because I feel like getting rid of it isn't going to fix it. That's not going to take away human trafficking. If you get rid of OnlyFans, it's just going to be another thing.
Yeah, there's something else comes up. I mean, or they go to like there's a lot of human traffickers that use dating websites too.
Right, and I think that probably is a bigger one, because I feel like it's just sad. There's a lot of lonely people out there, and there's a lot of insecure people out there, but there's also a lot of criminally creepy people out there, and they all follow the same group of women on OnlyFans. And to me, if I was a woman, my main fear if I was going to start an OnlyFans would be the stalker aspect. Like you just said, what if someone recognized me in public? And not only did they recognize me in public, what if they want to try and blackmail me? What if they want to think, oh, because I show them my body part online, that I'm willing to do things in public with them? Like, there is a huge disconnect communicatively, I think, with that is scary. But I think once again, like if they're choosing to be in that world, then that's something they need to understand that they're entering. Because can you imagine if you have 1 million followers on your OnlyFans, that means you have 1 million people watching what you do every day. Remember we were talking, I shared that video of Mexican OT, and he had the security with him? Yeah. He's got like 45 like million subscribers on YouTube. The guy is like huge. Can you imagine, like, if he needs security, they need security? Like, if I was an OnlyFans girl, I'd be like, okay, look, I made $100,000 this month. Yeah, I'm going to fucking hire a fucking security guard. I'm going to hire an armed guard to go with me, probably everywhere. And do you want to live that life?
Yeah, Mexican OT, don't start an OnlyFans, please, bro. No.
But you know what? If he did and he was just offering rap advice, that'd be pretty sick, dude. I could learn some things from you, dude. I could.
You gonna become a rapper?
No. No one needs another white rapper in the world. There's enough of us out there.
You never know, man.
There's plenty of us out there to choose from.
But I mean, there's a lot of there is women out there who are hustling and who make money, and that's a way for them to make money, and to each their own, and good for them.
I think a good question should have been, would you want your daughter doing that?
Fuck no.
And the answer for me would have been a unanimous no.
Yeah. My answer is fuck no.
You know? So you're right. I mean, there is
It would
a moral
break my heart. It would crush me.
Oh, any father,
Yeah,
any
it would
mother or
crush me,
father,
man.
I think.
You want to send me down the depression road? That's one way.
I would want to be understanding. So like I try to be reasonable because I know it's easy for us to be like we're set in our ways. We don't need to change. But it's like that's why kids shut down on you, and that's why they don't trust you, because you're not open to listening to what they have to say. And I feel like sometimes we got to swallow our pride and hear them out.
Yeah.
At least hear them out, because if you don't listen to your kids, dude, they're not gonna tell you shit, and then she's gonna do it in spite of you. And it's like, I don't want to be the reason you're doing this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to understand why you want to do it.
I tell my kids all the time, my daughters, because I have daughters, and I tell them, like, even my boys, like, you got to love yourself first, right? You love yourself first before anybody. And it took me a long time to learn that. But so I tell them, like, you got to love yourself first. And, you know, if my kids are going through something like a breakup or something, I'll put them in front of the mirror and I'll be like, tell yourself you love yourself. Tell, you know, because you are beautiful. You know, not only that, I love you. I'm your dad. You know, I may even be your stepdad, but I love you.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's nothing going to take that away. And I think that's like huge for them, because I want them to know, like, you have family and we love you.
Right.
Like, you don't need to go to these extremes and do other shit.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't need another person telling you you're beautiful, because we're going to tell you you're beautiful, you know? So that's just how I feel. Like, even with my wife today, like, you know, I always comment to her how beautiful she is.
Yeah.
You know, I wake up and just say, oh, fuck, you're beautiful.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Because I want her to know how beautiful she is to me.
I think sometimes they write it off like we're trying to get some.
Yeah,
but it's like,
no.
dude, don't get me wrong. Like, that's always on the table for us. We're never going to say no, but not all of our intentions are driven by our dick, you know? Like, there is some genuine, like, love there, and we're expressing it, and that should, you know.
We'll just be sitting in the car driving, and she'll just look at me or something. I'll just be like, damn, you're beautiful. I'm a lucky fucking man.
Yeah.
You're gorgeous. It's like, you know, it's just, I don't know. I want them to know, her to know that, you know, how I feel. And I want my kids to know, like, you know, you're loved. And you know, some people, they do shit because they got other issues going on. But, you know, for me, it's just letting my kids know that, hey, you're loved. My wife know you're loved. So that's how I feel.
I think it's always important to communicate that with everyone, because you don't want to bring your kids up in a world where they feel like they shouldn't be able to tell someone they love them.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like there's a generation that it's either us or the one before us too, where we were hiding how we feel and repressing a lot. And I feel like because it was a sign of weakness, and it's like, if you're a man, you don't do that, you suck it up. And I feel like that's kind of like we're rewriting the book on manhood. And I feel like that's good, because along with time, we evolve as a species, but we also evolve as human beings. Like we need to, like, be better, and society changes, so we have to change with society. So I understand tradition, and this kind of goes with what we were talking about before. It's like there's a need for evolution, and then there's a need for tradition. Yeah. And I think they can coexist respectfully. It's just based on what you need for what you need. And it's like, you need to stay relevant as a mentor. And in order to stay relevant as a mentor, you have to be you know, you have to be hip with the times.
Yeah.
You know, you have to know what's going on. It's like, you know, you can't be stuck in a time capsule in 1950, you know?
I do want to go back to, like, you know, what I said earlier about the OnlyFans, and I was just trying to be, you know, devil's advocate. But hey, if you do meet somebody out there who has an OnlyFans, or someone who has a past, like, doesn't mean you can't love them the same, you know? It doesn't mean you can't accept them for who they are, because once you decide to be with that person, you are accepting for who they are, what they come from, you know?
Well, and everyone has a past, and we've all made stupid choices. And here's the other thing. We're getting into a point in society where we overshare everything, and we know too much about everybody. And let's be honest, dude, everyone has creepy tendencies to some point.
Yeah.
It's just no one is so public about it. So sometimes I do feel like, too, we jump to judgment because we're like, oh my God, you're gross. But it's like, yeah, but if someone had a camera in your bathroom and saw what you did last Wednesday, you'd probably be feeling pretty embarrassed right now. Yeah. So it's like, we all got to kind of like just suck it up and stop being such critical assholes too. You know, I feel like it's like, you got to kind of let people be who they are, and just it shouldn't bother you unless it's affecting you, you know? And I feel like a lot of these people are reacting to things that aren't affecting them. They just feel like they want to be like that moral compass for everyone. And it's like, I don't need a moral compass. I got one in here. I got one up here that works. And I got one down below that I have to fight with to tell it to shut up every once in a while. But for the most part, there's a plenty of conscious here going on. I can make my own decisions, but I feel like the same goes for those women. I don't think those women are lost.
No.
I think those women made choices and they made decisions that benefited them, and good for them.
And some women, you know, this is how they pay their bills. Those are great
examples.
Yeah, that's how they pay their bills, and this is how they get by.
But here's another interesting thing. You know, like think about that fighter, Patty Fontes, that was able to start her gym. Like, say what you will about OnlyFans, but she's now going to be able to make a difference with people's mental health, physical health.
Yeah.
And in turn, she's going to be able to help other people create family, friends, and bonds through her gym, if that's how she runs it. And to me, I think that's worth it then. Well, because think of how many lives she's going to impact in a good way. Well, you know what I'm saying?
There's people like even like people like there's articles I read about police officers, the girls that have gotten fired for having OnlyFans, or even like so when we started coming up with this subject, like I did a lot of research on it. There was even like teachers who got fired for having OnlyFans.
See, that's a little that kind of get.
Yeah, but it's the same. Almost, do you think it's almost the same thing? I mean, but you are teaching,
but
kids
that's true
in a jiu-jitsu gym.
But you're right. It's not fair, but you know too that when you're in.
But is it even fair to them, because they're getting paid? Like if they're getting paid shit,
well, they're getting paid even less.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's the only way. And if it's not, you know, if they're not full nude,
I think the problem, dude, is once again, it's like those UFC fighters, those jiu-jitsu practitioners, that do OnlyFans.
UFC fighters have to go through it. I mean, it's because they're not fucking paying them the money they need to get paid.
Well, yeah, but without even getting into that, what I'm trying to say is like their reason for doing it is theirs, but those fighters that do their OnlyFans, they're not responsible for teaching kids. And I think the moral problem with that is, okay, you wouldn't want a stripper teaching your kids. You wouldn't want someone who, but then I just said they're not strippers. You wouldn't want someone who shows their body. I think what you're worried about is you're like, is this person a creep?
Yeah.
And I think they just need to come up with a test. One day there's going to be a fucking mental test where everyone scans their finger and they know that you got some gene in you that makes you a fucking creep. I'm serious. One day it's going to get that crazy. And I think
like your blood work,
it's almost going to be like that, because how do you really know a person?
Well, there's probably tests already.
Who's really honest? Because how many teachers out there, they probably have tenure and they're doing creepy shit and worse shit than what those women were doing. So it sucks, because I feel like, once again, no matter how you regulate and change something, there's always going to be those bad eggs that fuck it up for everybody, and they do their malicious stuff because those people find the ways to do it no matter what.
Yeah, I mean,
that's tough though. When it's a teacher, that's different, because I'm like, I don't want you bringing the pole to class and teaching how to fucking, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right.
I feel if you're not involved in criminal activity, you know, teach your own, do your thing.
I also think, to answer that question, dude, fuck that. They shouldn't have got fired, because if they were off the clock, who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's not they're not 24/7.
Because how many fucking teachers go fucking bust a rail at the fucking bar downtown and no one says anything? They were off the clock when they did that too.
Yeah.
Or what if they got a prostitute? How many dude teachers out there probably got prostitutes?
Probably half the people on the board are doing worse shit than they are. You know?
120%. That's true. The superintendents and the VPs of these school districts, for sure,
you always read about all the bullshit they get involved with. So,
yeah, don't even get me started on the school district. I had that interview on. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I can. But
I made a shirt that said "Only trained dogs."
Only trained dogs, but it looks like OnlyFans.
It looks like the OnlyFans.
I'll rock it.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're making your money that way, I mean, as long as you're not doing criminal activity, hey, dude, keep doing your thing.
Yeah. And we're going to take a quick break.
Yep. Hey, guys, we're back. We want to jump into this one about our next topic about the bare knuckle fights. Have you seen the bare knuckle fights?
I watch them sometimes on the internet. None of them are live, but I show the boys, I'm like, this is what real men do. Because I'm like, I don't know if I'm down for that.
So bare knuckle is pretty much they're in a ring. It's almost like a circle ring.
Yeah,
and or it is a circle ring, and they're bare knuckle, and they're fighting with their fists only, boxing. And man, it's fucking brutal. There's this guy who I've been watching for a while since he was in the UFC, and he transitioned to bare knuckle. His name is Mike Perry. Mike Perry is a beast. He is a beast, man. This guy demolishes everybody that steps in front of him. I mean, man, this guy is he's made for this sport. This guy is bare knuckle. And I mean, this guy, he's going to go down in history as one of the best, greatest bare knuckle fighters in history.
Yeah.
I told you to look him up and see him. He's fighting Thiago Alves next, I believe, if he hasn't fought him already. But man, this guy can fucking throw some blows, man.
You know what's crazy to me about bare knuckle is, in boxing you can keep your hands up, guard yourself. You can't really do that in bare knuckle. You can have your hands up and everything, but you're taking hits. Yeah. There's no padding on your hands. So every time you hit, they hit you, even in the arm. How are you going to throw a punch if they get you right here and you can't you know what I mean? Like, bare knuckle's crazy.
It is.
People don't understand that there's so much that you don't have in bare knuckle.
Here's the thing. Like, we have Jake Paul, right? Jake Paul, he's fighting fighters from the UFC, and he's claiming he's a boxer. Is he good? I don't know. But
I mean, he definitely is a boxer, but I don't know if he's as good as he says he is.
But I say, the fight I want to see Jake Paul versus Mike Perry.
You mean fight a guy that's actually in his prime?
Fight a guy in his prime.
No offense to Mike Tyson or anyone else.
This guy is fucking unbelievable in bare knuckle boxing. He can fucking throw those hands. Jake Paul, take the fight with Mike Perry. Take the fight.
If you want to be the best, you really gotta. I think that's the next step, dude. It's like,
you don't have to do bare knuckle with him, but put the gloves on with Mike Perry.
You should.
You should go bare knuckle.
You should, but he's. I don't know.
Go bare knuckle with Mike Perry. I don't think
he would agree to it.
I don't think he's too scared.
If Jake Paul agreed to a bare knuckle, I would be surprised.
I think Jake Paul's too scared of Mike Perry. I think he's running and ducking him.
Well, has he ever challenged him? But you're saying he would run and duck.
No, I believe he's challenged him.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But I think
because I think a lot of people have challenged Jake Paul, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Jake Paul definitely knows who Mike Perry is.
Yeah. So, I think it's more or less
the money fight, man.
I don't think he wants to get cut up, and you're gonna get cut up.
Oh, Jake Paul won't last first
you're gonna
round.
You might look like Mickey Rourke.
I don't think Jake Paul lasts with Mike Perry past the first round.
Yeah.
I think Mike Perry puts him away quick. Once he gets cut open, it's done for him.
Well, it's not the same as boxing. I mean, it has boxing in the name, but it's not the same mechanics. It's not the same defensive tactics. So I feel like if you're even a skilled boxer, it's going to take a whole camp and probably then some for you to really adapt to the bare knuckle game.
I think if it was just a boxing match, Mike Perry will take him out.
Yeah.
I think Mike Perry has enough skills to take him out standing. If he wants to go MMA with Mike Perry, that's a whole different story. I mean, Mike Perry will still fuck him up.
Has Jake Paul done an MMA fight yet?
Oh no, he won't fight. Right? He won't fight Mike Perry in MMA. He wants to fight. I think he called George Masvidal out in MMA, but he won't. I don't think he'll step in an MMA cage with George Masvidal. I mean, it's just.
Do you think he would get? Do you think this would ever happen? Do you think Nate Diaz would ever fight? Oh wait, they did fight.
They were supposed to fight.
That was the most dog shit. Never mind. But not boxing.
MMA.
Do you think they would ever do MMA? He wouldn't agree to that though, because Jake's jiu-jitsu is too fucking good.
Jake's or Nate's?
Or Nate's.
Nate's jiu-jitsu is really good. No, they were supposed to fight MMA, but here's the thing, man. If you're fighting all the UFC fighters, you should fight. You should fight a UFC MMA fight.
Yeah,
at least one MMA fight.
It shouldn't be boxing, even though Nate is like a striker. It's not the same. Like striking in the UFC is not the same as a professional boxer.
Or fight Nick.
Oh yeah, I don't think he would beat Nick.
Fight Nick in a boxing match.
That would be cool.
Nick is so good, man.
Yeah.
People think he's done. That guy's not done yet.
I don't think Nick Diaz is done either.
He's not done,
I think he's just being smart and doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, that guy is such a good fighter.
He's good. He doesn't need to do shit.
209. He's such
proved
a fighter,
himself,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
So many times. So I think that's why he doesn't give a fuck. And why would you?
Dude, do you imagine how many people it would pack? Like, people would watch Mike Perry and Jake Paul. That's the fight they would pay to see.
Yeah, and once again,
And if you don't know who Mike Perry is, go look him up. That guy is a badass motherfucker.
Yeah, look him up. Don't look up Jake Paul.
Don't look up Jake Paul. Look up Mike Perry. He's a badass motherfucker. Shout out to Mike Perry. Keep doing your thing. We're fans of yours. We're watching you. You're fucking keep kicking ass. Keep doing it, man. We believe in you. You know, you are bare knuckle. So Jake Paul, sign that contract. Stop fighting these.
He's all, I got shit in July. I don't care. I mean, that payday is going to be good for.
Hey, you have July, but you also have August open. You also have September open. You also have October.
You just fought Mike Tyson. Just go ahead and fight someone else. That's true, but if
you're gonna fucking fight the same fucking day then. You know, I mean, everyone's doing it for money, but hey, if you're a fighter, you're gonna fight.
Tactic because neither people have a camp, and you just go.
Just go. That's not like a street fight.
Yeah,
Mike Perry. I bet you Mike Perry would be down to fight him the same fucking day.
That's a cool. I like that.
Fight the same day?
Wonder. That might be the future of some fighting, dude. Is just like on the spot fights,
or you're just like at home, and then all of a sudden you call some fighter. Hey, let's meet here 5 o'clock.
Well, you know what's cool about on the spot fights is there's little room for corruption.
Yeah,
because there's no one that can spy on your camp. There's no one that can be like, oh, I mean, the only room for corruption is like putting like razors in your gloves, but that's why you have a gaming commission to check all that shit.
There's no weigh-ins.
There's no weigh-ins.
You're just like,
so you're saying like pride rules.
Yeah.
Like any weight class against any weight class, or would we still match people up?
Pride rules.
So just 400 against 200?
Yeah, hey, fuck it, dude. Those guys didn't give a fuck back then.
Those are fucking fun matches to watch.
Dude. Fuck, dude. That's what we're trying to think too about Tactical Inc. is where we've been thinking about, and I was talking to another sponsor about putting some fights together, jiu-jitsu fights.
Ooh.
But I mean, this is just throwing the idea around. My idea would be, if we're gonna have jiu-jitsu matches, it'd be a submission fighting.
Nice, because that is better than the point system.
15-minute rounds, and it would be at least 15-minute rounds.
15-minute
10
rounds.
to 15-minute rounds.
Each? How many rounds?
2 rounds.
Okay. That's 2 10-minute rounds are a lot.
Yeah.
But you know what? You got to train for that. That's conditioning.
It's going to be conditioning. Yeah. It's going to be...
That's like a boxing match, basically.
Yep.
Like
all the money.
That's like 12 rounds for jiu-jitsu.
Most of the money we make, the money at the door, of course, will be us. But the tickets they sell, everything, all goes straight to the fighters. We make no money off the fighters.
I think that's good.
That part. I mean, we might get the door commission, but it would be like
we could just use the publicity as marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like just pay the fighters.
You got to pay our fighters, man.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
I think we pay the fighters. They're the ones doing the work.
Well, who the fuck would want to fight for you if you're not getting paid?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to work.
Fucking bruised up and beat up, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I remember some fighters, like even they were doing camo, they would sell tickets for amateurs back then. Or even now, they sell tickets and they get like fucking $50 for the fight. You know, they sell all these tickets and the promoter gets more of the money.
Yeah, dude, that's bullshit, especially when they got to go to the ER or something.
Yeah.
Urgent care because it's fucking 10 o'clock at night and nothing's open.
Of course, we want to, figure a way how to cover our cost, for getting these things together as a business.
Yeah, but that's probably something we'll figure out before we even put it on.
Yeah. But we'll
find a way to get that figured out in order to make it happen. That sounds exciting. I think
my idea would be open hand strikes on the ground.
Open hand strikes on the ground. Okay, like slaps basically.
Yeah, basic strikes. We're not going to go straight, crazy striking where people are getting knocked out. But there's going to be open hand strikes, even elbows to the legs. So if you're on the ground, so they can elbow you on the ground, on your legs, your body. Open hand strikes.
So no knees to the head then probably?
No knees to the head. We're not going to do anything like that. We don't want people being concussions. It's going to be strictly amateur stuff.
Okay.
So it'd be, submission fighting, man.
So yeah, you're definitely like the striking aspects there, but you're definitely trying to lean in towards the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the ground, someone has you in guard, they're definitely going to strike at you on the ground.
Are heel hooks allowed?
Heel hooks allowed.
Ooh, look at that for all those fancy purple belts out there that want to...
Yeah, it's going to be all that. I mean, that's just what we're looking at. I mean, who knows if it will really happen or not, but it's been an idea we've been shooting around.
Dude, that is an amazing idea.
Yeah.
That got me excited.
Yeah.
I think we're manifesting it right now and it's going to happen. We don't know when yet. We don't know when.
So when I used to throw I threw a dog event and people, I thought about it for forever. So we take these, our canines that were protection dogs and put them in real life scenarios. So I got some decoys. We had a tactical event. decoys come out. We had, the fake guns coming out, with the fake noises, did carjacking situations, see how the dogs respond under that intense pressure. Right. I mean, it was fucking amazing.
Do you get someone to record all that on camera?
Yeah, I have a lot of it on my Tattooing page, some of it. Yeah.
That is huge marketing for your shit.
Yeah. So we did that, just, the pressure, putting the dogs under a lot of fucking stress and pressure, and the handlers. But I mean, that's the same way. Like when I start thinking business wise, I start thinking really big pictures. I try to put it together.
Dude, that's beautiful.
Try to figure it out, how I can put it together. Cause at the end of the day, I'm a businessman now. So try to put things together.
Dude, don't stop doing that, because ideas, man, innovation, ideas is what fucking keep things fun and what help improve other shit. So keep doing that shit. I like it. That's exciting.
It might sound crazy. Some people might be crazy.
Dude, if it sounds crazy, those people, stay your ass home, Square. Like, we don't need you. Like, that shit sounds awesome. And especially when you're contributing to helping out independent people and fighters that aren't necessarily making it in the mainstream. And this could be part of their fight reel. I mean, this is everyone. It's helping everybody out.
Yeah. And we would match the fighters up, appropriately.
Well, you just said there's no weight classes.
No weight class, but we would match the fighters up though. Like I would see, at least send me a video. Send me a video. All right. I can watch the videos and see
that sounds
who
fun.
matches up.
I'm getting excited.
I mean, I wouldn't put, not going to put anything.
You're going to be reasonable.
Yeah, reasonable.
But a main event could be cool, where we have like a 400 plus against a 180 pound Muay Thai guy or something.
Yeah, and there would be a belt,
like maybe a 400 pound judo against a Muay Thai guy.
Yeah, it'd be a belt for each weight class. So
how good is grappling with judo though? Isn't judo a lot of tosses?
Well, they say that judo is jiu-jitsu.
Well, yeah, jiu-jitsu started from judo. Yeah. I know that.
So I mean, maybe I guess way around, but
I guess it's the same. Like there's a lot of grappling. I just don't know judo. That's why I'm wondering.
Yeah, I mean, it would be all stand-up. Stand-up's going to be basic. It would be basic takedowns, basic.
Is it going to be a cage
wrestling,
or is it going to be like?
No, it would be in a ring.
It'd be a regular boxing ring.
It'd be a boxing ring.
Because that cost-wise is probably way cheaper than an octagon.
Well, we don't want people just rolling out the mats, trying to escape the mats. So,
dude, we should do the circle ring.
Yeah,
because there's nowhere to go.
Well, it's just like if you get caught in a submission, you could try to pull off on the mats, maybe or.
But that's what I mean. I think with the circle one, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
because even with MMA, I'm like, can't really get in a corner. Can't
it's going to be 15 minutes long. So it's crazy. Like it's just going to be, it would be cool, man. I think we can pull it.
I think
it's just an idea. So
I think that sounds amazing.
So if anyone's up for this idea or wanted to share that, please hit me up on my DMs. I'm trying to make this happen.
Hell yeah. We're going to make it happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, Eric. And I'm going to say
your buddy has a ring, right?
Yeah, I got a couple pro wrestlers out of the Stockton area that we could probably hit up. I think that might be an interesting. I'm telling you, when I said this might happen, this might be able to happen. It's not even funny. Like this could happen. So we're gonna start working on this. This is how shit starts. You start talking about it. You have a couple drinks. Start talking about shit, and you're like, hey, look, let's change the world. And look, we did all this without cocaine. Normally, this is a cocaine conversation. People, whenever you do coke, you're like, let's do a business plan. We're going to change the world, brother. Like, dude, we did it without cocaine. Thank you. Drug-free is the way to be.
Yeah.
But since we're on the hype train, what's probably your favorite walkout song?
So I like Rockstar by Cypress Hill.
Fuck yeah.
The Booyah Tribe with Eminem. I'll show you that one earlier.
Yeah, you showed me that. That's hard because of the background story behind that. It's fucking hard as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, anything with Cypress Hill, also like I'm a very big fan of.
Hell yeah.
How about you?
I love Cypress Hill. I got a bunch, dude. So mine's mostly rock and metal, but I've been loving this guy lately. Big X the Plug. I like Levels. I love what he says. For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica, because the Niners come out to it. But it's just I'm a Metallica guy. I'm a metalhead. Fucking, you can't go wrong with that song. It's cinematic as fuck. Then you got Immortally Insane by Pantera. Probably one of the coolest, heaviest metal bands out there. They pretty much pioneered the groove aspect of heavy music, and God bless them. R.I.P. Dimebag Darrell. Then I got to go with Victim by First Blood. I got to throw some hardcore in there because hardcore music is very underrated in the fighting world. Like, I feel like hardcore and metal are perfect for fights. I mean, don't get me, gangster rap's great too, but I feel like it's got to be heavy meaning.
Yeah.
Heavy dialogue. Like gangster rap and metal are very similar because they're talking about gruesome, hardcore shit. And I feel like that's definitely the vibe you want, unless you're going for some weird zen. And that's kind of cool too, but I didn't select anything on that. And then I threw a random wild card song in there, Wooly Bully by Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. Just because it's the stupidest fucking song to come out to.
Send that up to me.
And you never heard Wooly Bully?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would come out to that.
You would
Because if anything's going to fuck anyone's game up, and I think you have to come out, you probably have to come out first to that. Because if you come out second, they're going to be comparing your song to the last song. But if you come out to Wooly Bully first, and they could come out to the hardest shit, they could come out to Mobb Deep, they could come out to the hardest fucking shit, it won't matter.
Yeah.
Because you just took away all the tension in the room with the stupidest fucking song in the world. And God bless America, dude. I would do it because I feel like it would get in their fucking head.
I just picture that, you coming out, getting ready to get into an octagon or a ring.
Bully, bully.
Here comes Ryan.
Bully, bully.
And the coach is behind him. And he got he got some kind of cape on.
Yeah, it would have to be a cape.
I see you wearing a cape.
Sequins.
Maybe that mask I gave you. The
Yeah,
luchador mask.
Maybe with sequins, though. Maybe a nice sequins cape.
Yeah.
Very flashy, very flamboyant.
And he's just waiting for the pyrotechnics to go off. Just so.
Oh, you have to be peacocking to that song, Wooly Bully. You have to peacock, and you have to come out with the charisma of a pro wrestler.
And then his opponent's
That's how it has to work.
We got Ryan. What would your nickname be?
I don't know.
We got a good nickname. What would your nickname be?
Ryan's Googly Eyes Cooper.
We got Ryan. Googly Eyes Cooper.
Kind of like it.
Fighting out of. What are you fighting out of?
I feel like fighters always lie about where they're from. So I'm just going to go with Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Weighing 185 pounds.
Oh, wow. You are a very nice person. You're about 30 off there, buddy.
10 wins, all by way of knockout.
Jesus Christ. This guy's buttering me up. I'm falling in love with you right now.
0 losses.
10-0? Fuck. How many
he is fighting out of.
How many by submission, though? All knockout?
All knockouts.
Damn, dude. I don't know if I could live up to that.
And then all of a sudden, dude, you imagine like your opponent's like, what the fuck? I just get myself
Look at this freak. Look at this freak show. But that's what I mean. Like, you'd be in his head.
You went with name Googly Eyes. That's fucked up.
Dude. But like, you can't do me no wrong. Like, think of all the shit talking that wouldn't be able to happen because I already fucking called myself out. I ruined your bullying tactics. Dude. You're like, I know my eyes are fucked up.
Imagine if he came out like Goldberg. Remember WCW? Goldberg comes out, the fucking pyrotechnics behind you. You come out, and right away they're like, "You ready? Are you ready?" Big John McCarthy's the ref.
That'd be sick.
And then you're just like, "Yeah, you ready? Yeah, ready." And then you just spear the motherfucker.
That'd be cool. If Big John McCarthy's there, I'd be really excited.
Oh yeah, dude.
Fuck,
or
dude.
Herb Dean,
what an OG. Yeah, Herb Dean's cool too.
Dude, I'm already getting pumped for this fight. It's not even happening.
And it's not. It's not even real at all. You're gonna train me for this, by the way.
I'm already so pumped for this fight, dude.
Well, actually, you need to train me for the fucking Skankfest competition.
Yeah, oh yeah, Skankfest.
So that's what I'm doing.
Dude, I'm making the
Skankfest camp. We're doing it.
I'm gonna take if you're holding Skankfest, I'm gonna be there. Wolves Den will be there. I'm gonna take the microphone. I'm gonna announce in this corner, fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yes.
Ryan.
We're sticking to
Googly Eyes Cooper.
All right.
And you're coming out. So what's your song?
I mean, I guess we could go with Wooly Bully. I think I have to do it.
Sing it real quick.
Wooly Bully, Wooly Bully, Wooly Bully, Wooly Bully.
And then Tiger's holding your shoulders as you're walking out.
He puts a lay on me. I'm an asshole. He's Gomanian. He's not even Hawaiian. But hey, it's all love, dude.
Hey, he's gonna be holding your shoulders.
It's all Ohana, dude. Before we're having a great time with these conversations. What are some of your favorite fight films? Because I know I got a bunch too, but what are your go-tos?
So when I was a kid, it was Three Ninjas.
Ah, yes.
Remember Three Ninjas?
Yeah,
dude, it was a
with the
fucking
masks.
cool movie. Yeah, Ninja Turtles were cool. That's when I was a kid. But also, like, I grew up watching a lot of Bruce Lee movies.
Enter the Dragon?
Enter the Dragon was dope.
Fuck yeah.
And then also Ombak, the Thai warrior.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's Tony Jaa. He's fucking badass. And then Bloodsport. I think everyone has to like Bloodsport.
Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Dude, Bloodsport was badass, dude. Because I feel like watching it after this.
Bloodsport has the American guy that dies in it with the Harley Davidson bandana, right? Yeah. He was like the bad guy in every 80s movie.
Dude, did you ever go to like jiu-jitsu and just drive it, either listen to a podcast or watch highlights from a movie, just listening to them? You can't watch and drive, but
Jean-Claude?
Just like Bloodsport.
Oh, no.
Or sit in the parking lot and just watch
maybe
Bloodsport.
I should, because it'll get you pumped, huh?
Dude, you sit in the parking lot, watch the highlights from Bloodsport, and you're like, yeah, dude, it's on. And then you see me coming out, shirt off. Like, what's that big guy's name?
Dude, I forgot. Oh, yeah, the big Filipino dude.
He's just bouncing titties.
Right? Is that what you're talking about?
Just bouncing the big
buff-ass
tits.
Filipino guy?
Yeah, just bouncing the chest.
He's a monster. He's still ripped.
And I'll have that little red fucking bandana, and I just point at you.
Just be like,
Ryan.
I'm telling you, dude.
Cooper.
You get a couple drinks in me, I'll sell the promo.
You know who was cool in that movie? Remember that dude from Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah, Ogre.
Ogre,
it's
dude.
The
that
dude who dies.
Badass,
That's
dude.
what I'm talking about.
Dude, you kind of look like him with a beard.
Fuck.
Dude, you kind of look like Ogre, dude. With a beard, bro.
Now you're just generalizing white people. I do not look
but
like
you kind of do look like
just because of the facial
dude,
hair.
drop a comment if he does not look like
I know
Ogre.
all white people look the same, but
I'm saying
dude,
nothing about white
out.
people, dude.
Help me out.
I'm just saying you kind of look like Ogre.
No, I know. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. No, I'll take that as a compliment because he is one of the coolest characters in the movie, R.I.P.
Yeah.
He does die in that movie, right? Spoiler alert.
No, he doesn't die. He gets hurt. He's in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
He gets
taken out of the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the monkey guy? Comes out like kung fu, like a monkey.
No, I got to rewatch that.
You don't do it?
movie.
Oh, dude, my brother used to act like that all the time. My older brother. Dude. Oh, speaking of my brothers, my little brother watches our podcast.
Hell yeah.
He heard me tell the last story when
What's his name?
we got in a fight. Ernie.
Shout out Ernie. Thank you.
So,
keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, he was driving up from LA. He's all, dude, I just heard your whole podcast.
Hell yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah. But he was talking about
There's a lot of heavy breathing.
Yeah, he was talking about the fights that we got into, the street fights we talked about.
Yeah.
So he was talking shit to me, of course. Calling
He's
me
old pussy.
Yeah, he did his own shit. Me and my dude, the funny thing, me and my brothers get together for like all three of us. We get together for a barbecue. We start fighting each other.
Yeah.
My older brother comes around. He just talks and he tries to hit me in the balls, hit me in the nuts out of nowhere, just kind of punch me. Fucking sucks, dude.
I'd be down to watch it.
Yeah, we just start fighting, dude. It's so funny.
I'd be a ref.
Yeah, we wrestle. We start throwing punches. It's fucking nuts.
It's
all
all
we
love.
get along, dude.
It's all love until someone grabs a spatula.
Yeah, dude.
I got 3 random movies that you didn't list, and I'm happy. I'm glad there wasn't any crossover. Enter the Dragon was close, though.
Enter the Dragon's dope.
I'm going to do a movie called Felon from 2008.
Oh, dude, I just watched that movie. That movie's fucking badass.
I'm glad you know of it.
Yeah, dude. Got me pumped. Now I'm watching
one of my
these movies
favorite
after.
Val Kilmer movies because he's such a fucking G in that fucking movie. But for anyone who hasn't seen Felon from 2008, the film tells a story of a family man who ends up in state prison after he kills an intruder. And the story is based on events that took place in the 90s at the notorious California State Prison, Corcoran, which I believe...
Corcoran State Prison?
It's
be a Gladiator.
close to Hanford.
I believe that was a Gladiator prison
It's in
back in the
King
day.
City. It's in Kings County, which I believe is close to Hanford, which is not too far from us. It's maybe about 50 miles south.
Yeah, if you talk to, or you see a lot of these podcasts, the prison podcasts, they'll talk about...
Because I always thought it was
a
Pelican
Gladiator.
Bay.
Pelican Bay had the shoe program in there. And then
Well, that's what I thought they were talking about. Because in the movie...
I think they might have had a Gladiator thing there, too.
What I just described is how he got into prison, but the main core of the movie is basically these lifers, right? They're lifers.
Yeah, they're lifers.
They're sent to this area of the prison, and they have corrupt prison guards or COs, and they have them fight basically to the death, and they just destroy the tapes in this like yard. So it's a fucking crazy movie. It's so fucking cool. If you're a Val Kilmer fan, if you're a Steven Dorff fan, watch it.
Because those things with Gladiator, the Gladiator fights in prison was actually a real thing.
Yeah.
They were actually making them fight, the prison guards.
Well, dude, and that's so sad because they were making money and these guys are just either dying or living, and they weren't probably even getting not reparations, even getting like anything from the commissary or anything. You know what I mean? I don't even think they were getting extra noodles.
Yeah, they're getting.
So it's just like basically they're just getting fucking screwed over. It's kind of similar to what they did with slaves. You could argue it's very similar to what they did with they called them like what, mandingos? They would have the black slaves fight each other.
Yeah, those stories get me.
It's crazy, but that's basically what that was, you know. And they lied about it, and there's corruption everywhere, people. But this movie's really good. It's a good fight movie. It gets you fucking pumped when you're watching it.
How about? Go ahead.
Another one I got is Gladiator.
Oh, Gladiator.
Not with Russell Crowe. The 1992 one with Cuba Gooding Jr.
I haven't seen that.
Good fucking movie. The premise.
Yeah. He's a boxer.
He's a boxer.
Yeah, he's a boxer.
And the film tells a story of two teenagers trapped in the world of illegal underground boxing. One's fighting to pay off gambling debts accumulated by his father, and the second is fighting for the money to get out of the ghetto.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah,
and there's more twists in that story, but it's Brian Dennehy is in it. He's like the main antagonist. If you don't know who Brian Dennehy is, if you've ever seen First Blood, he's the corrupt sheriff. The one that gives Rambo all the shit in the first movie. That's Brian Dennehy. Alive? Yeah. Maybe. I don't think so.
Here's one real quick. Is Red Belt.
Red Belt?
Yeah, it's a jiu-jitsu movie.
I'm not familiar with that one, but I know
I
you talked
believe
about it.
I think, let me look it up real quick. I think Hickson Gracie might be in there. But he goes against this dude who's owns a gym. Not seeing him here, but no, it's Renato. I can't pronounce the last name, but yeah, so it's a basic jiu-jitsu movie. It's called Red Belt. It's from 2008.
Okay.
It's a cool movie. I watched it before. Have you seen Shot Caller?
Yes, I have.
Shot Caller's a good movie. Good fucking movie.
Really good movie.
Have you seen Blood In, Blood Out, is it?
Blood In, Blood Out? Miklo? Yeah. Hey, Cinderella.
Hey, you kind of look like Miklo.
Miklo? Why?
No, just
once again, because I'm another white guy. Here we go.
Here comes
You
Ryan.
also look like the white guy that lost his leg in American Me.
Here comes Ryan, weighing in 185 pounds. Ryan, Miklo, Cooper.
There's too many Miklos out there. I'm not Mexican enough. I love my Mexican people, but I don't know if I would be a Miklo.
But you do look like the other guy, though.
My last one, though, what, fucking the shitty guy in jail?
No, not that guy, dude. Shot Caller's a good movie.
Last but not least, I'm going to go with Roadhouse, and not that 2024 dog shit version with Jake Gyllenhaal.
You keep talking about the old Roadhouse.
1989, baby. Patrick Swayze, Sam Elliott, the real fucking deal. You got Terry Funk in that movie. Anyone knows WWF wrestling from the 80s and 90s? Terry Funk. Anyways.
You're talking about the new Roadhouse with McGregor?
No, we're not talking about. We don't even acknowledge that. The premise of Roadhouse 1989 is a bouncer tried to clean up the baddest honky-tonk in a Missouri town, armed with a black belt in karate and a degree in philosophy. Patrick Swayze sets out to tame the double deuce for his owner. Amazing film. It's ridiculous. And I want to elaborate more on it, but I got to take a quick break, everyone. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. We are going to finish off this week strong. Thank you for tuning in. It has been an awesome pleasure to have you here with us. Take it off, Eric.
So, jiu-jitsu puts you completely in the moment where you must have a complete focus on finding a solution to the problem. This trains the mind to build that focus, your awareness, and your capacity to solve problems. Hickson Gracie. Guys, have a great one. Oos. Wolfson out.
Oos. Later, guys.